Hello guys! Welcome back to the third episode of Volume 3, and as we continue our romp through the Namco Museum PlayStation theories, and today we're going to play Galaxian, which is the first in the series that would eventually spawn Galaga and its sequels, and in my opinion, it ranks better than Galaga, and I know that's kind of controversial, but I'll explain that in a minute. So Galaga was actually the fourth game Namco ever released, and the first one that was actually a hit. It was developed from the Space Invaders formula as an update, or some sort of retelling, that, it just really clicked with the Japanese public, and when it was released in December of 1979 in America, it was also very well received there, or here, I should say. So basically these materials are just telling you how to play Galaxian, score, you know, it's just pointing out all this neat stuff. I just love that this collection loads faster than the first two. This is screen overlay and the marquee. A special Galaxian arcade machine that had a megaphone on top. Apparently it was a TV screen. Very interesting. Wonder how they would control it. And there's a poster artwork for Galaxian. So basically it controls like Galaga, except less complex, and you only have one shot, and that's it. But the reason I like it more is it just has more strategy, and more opportunities to get a lot of points. So this is the Galaxian room. The Galaxian room. It's much more complicated than the, Galaga room. Like, here we have a, giant Galaxip in the middle of the room, with some, Japanese kanji I can't read, strewn about. That presumably translates into alert, if that is correct. But we're gonna go get into it right now. This is one of the few arcade machines represented in the game. So, we might take a look around. That's how it looked on the sides in its original Japanese release. So let's play. And, this is Galaxian. And, as you no doubt can gather from the starfield, this is... I mean, as I've said before, this is like Galaga, except with all the bells and whistles. Without all the bells and whistles. So, there's no dual ships for double firepower. There's no challenging stages. But all there is straight shooter gameplay that I really am a big fan of. So, let's go in and play it. So, as with Galaga, you get more points if you shoot the Galaxians, or Galagas, when they are diving down at you. So, the way the boss Galaga scoring works very differently. You have to kill both escorts first before you can claim maximum pointage. In Galaga, you could kill the boss Galaga at any time and get the maximum points, which I think makes the game too easy to get a higher score. So I like working for my score, and this is a game where you have to work for your score. So if you kill both escorts before you kill boss Galaxian, you get 800. One, it's 300. And if you kill them Without any escorts while it's diving, it's 150, and if it's with, you get 200. And, Galaxians, while in formation, are worth 30, 40, and 50 per color. Blue is 30. Shikes. I don't even know if that's a real word. I hope it's not obscene. Well, whatever. Anyways, blue ones in formation are worth 30. Purple 40, red 50, and when you get them out of formation, they are doubled to 60. Oh, that was a new life. Anyway, so they're doubled to 60, 80, and 100. Pretty simple, but you have to remember this was 1979, there wasn't really a lot of room, technology-wise, to try something new, and you really wouldn't get that opportunity until about 2 or so years later. But, I mean, for what it is, it's really such a good experience that I enjoy better than Galaga. Ah, crud. I mean, I think it's just because this takes a lot more effort to get actually anywhere, and in Galaga it's very easy once you get the dual ships, that I just tend to enjoy it more. Try not to kill the boss Galaxian, so I don't get a stupidly measly point score. 300, I have to be okay with that. The one thing... Dang it! The one thing that really makes this incredibly sort of difficult at the end of the stages is you only have one crud, are you kidding me? Is that you only ever get one shot on screen at a time, so that makes killing the last few Galaxians very, very tough. Because they move around very sporadically. But this is a game, this is more mindless. Well, no, I would say Galaga's more mindless. This requires a lot more strategy. And Gapless, which we've seen earlier, which I do like better than Galaxian, is more intense. It has that strategy. It has Galaga's mindlessness, and it has Galaxian strategy, and that's why I like Gapless more than both two of those. And Galaga 88, which will probably let you probably film and let's play one of these days for, is probably my favorite because it's just more in depth than Galaga ever could be, if you get my drift. Ooh, that was close. So, I mean, it's a much more superior experience. If you're looking for the prime Galaga Galaxian experience, go for Galaga 88. But, come on, nothing beats a good... crud. Nothing beats a good old game of Galaxian, let me tell ya. Are you kidding me? Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's go for another round. I mean, compared to Galaga, I think this is a more approachable game. I think having the swarms of Galagas swoop in and then go into formation is quite intimidating for the average person or the beginner. So, I mean, the reason why Space Invaders was such a success because it was approachable, and then it got difficult. And that was this very same thing in effect here, with Galaxian. It's very approachable, and then it gets very intense very quickly. And plus, it's much better than Space Invaders, let me tell you. Oh, there's just so much more drama in the gameplay with the, Galaxians making kamikaze dives at you. It just adds a good layer of excitement that the game never really had with Space Invaders. Plus, you would waste too many quarters on that game. Ah, that's not what I wanted to happen. This is going to be a quite short one. It's very easy to get lost in this game. That's what the Galaxian games have. Is they have that same mindlessness as Pac-Man has, and I think that's ultimately contributed to their massive popularity in the 70s and 80s. Plus, Galaxian's a quicker game, so that's why it appeals more to me than Galaga. Was that two? Was that two I got? What? Plus the strategic elements, come on. Love the strategic elements of Galaxian. Damn nabbit. Okay, let's just wait for them. Perfect. I can't remember what score we did last time. I think we had about 9,000. I kind of want to beat that. Fudge! So easy to just get lost. I'm like, I keep saying that, trying to get filler conversation, that I can't because I'm so focused. No, I want today. 100 points. Are we already down to the last life here? Well, that's a shame. Okay, I'm just... no! That was pathetic. Well, that's Galaxian, folks. And, it's just a really fun experience. Whether you like it better than Galaga or not, it's totally up to you, but you just can't deny how much of a revolutionary game this was. You know, it was one of the first to incorporate multiple colors, you know, make the high score red, you know. Actually one of the just first games to really revolutionize the shooting genre that, sort of Taito sort of originated with, but gosh, I love this game so much. Tomorrow we are going to look at the RPG action adventure game, The Tower of Druaga, which is if you talk to any, like, arcade fan, you get mixed feelings of it. I personally like it, even though it's hard as stone. It really is. And it has a lot of secrets that require the biggest leaps in logic to even find out, but I still think it's a very enjoyable experience. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow, and I hope to see you guys there. And until then, this is Benjamin signing off.